$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
I believe it's about that time.
Turn the radio on, will you?
This is my friend, Todd.
He makes me laugh.
From Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, super!
What a crackpot.
Would you please just listen?
Really fun. And it's free.
Oh boy, this is great.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Jackpot.
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 Jackpot. Jackpot. Jackpot, baby.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up and rolling on Facebook and YouTube. We're watching the sky, and I'm looking at the radar right now. And there is a pretty hefty line of storms stretching from Richmond, Indiana, down into central Indiana, back towards Terre Haute. Now, here's the thing. The lightning associated with this is off the charts. Off the charts. I'm seeing here on the radar strikes, the number of strikes up above 2,000 in just this radar sweep. So it's heading our direction. It doesn't look like it's going to be here probably for another 45 minutes to an hour, I would say, but I'm no expert. But I'm just giving you my opinion, having lived here all my life and watching the radar. We also have a number of outages. We're looking at about 5,300 people throughout the Miami Valley who don't have power. So what that means is you're on your way home from work right now. If you've got an electronic garage door opener, you may be parking outside. So just be prepared to be shocked. I don't think we have power. Well, my wife just sent me a message. We have power, but we have no internet. Yeah, I know. How do you survive? What are we going to do? Yeah, she's saying that Spectrum says that the outage in our area is caused by a power outage. And we'll get our next update by 8 p.m. So hopefully it'll be back. Hopefully it's back at your house when you get there. But just be prepared. Just be prepared for that. Some of the areas with the most outages, it looks like sort of the area between Alpha and Xenia, just sort of north of 35. And then over let's see, where's that at? I'm looking at, close to the mall at Fairfield Commons. We've got over 1,100 people without power. So it's pretty spotty except for those two areas. But with this new line coming in and all the lightning associated with it and the heavy winds that they're expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that tonight. So just be prepared. Just be weather alert, of course. Keep it on Storm Center 7 and also here on WHIO Radio. And we will keep you updated for sure, because these thunderstorm watches, that's all they are right now for our area, go until midnight. So we could be dealing with this throughout the evening, obviously. And we did have a lot of damage. I've been watching Storm Center 7 and News Center 7 here in the studio, and there are lots of trees down. There are roads that are closed. Also saw a couple of video shots of homes with some pretty significant damage. So hopefully that's not your situation. But if you do see something you want to report, give us a call, 937-457-1290. Coming up on the show later on, and it all depends on the weather situation. We may have a special studio guest, Gabrielle Enright, on just after 6:30. She has a story on Thursday night, a special report, and it's all the backstory. And I haven't seen the story yet. I've been following it. We've all sort of been following the whole drama with Frisch's right? And Frisch's disappearing, and then Dolly's Burgers and Shakes moving into some of those locations, but not being able to use the name Frisch's, even though it's sort of a big boy company. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy drama and inside details. And I think for a lot of people that are from around here and grew up with Frisch's, like myself, it is a little perplexing. Like, what is going on? Why is this happening? What's the whole story? Well, Gabrielle has a in-depth report on this Thursday night, and she's supposed to be here after 6:30 tonight for a special Tasty Tuesday edition. But we will see, because if we're wall to wall with crazy weather, she's got to be over there doing her thing. She's not going to be able to come over here and talk about Frisch's Big Boys and onion rings and tartar sauce. That's for sure. But we'll see what happens. That's coming up later tonight on the show. I saw this story today, and I'm just curious if you would be able to control yourself and not dig up your floor. What? What's he saying? What's this guy talking about? I saw this today. There's a couple that they've gone. This story's kind of going viral a little bit. They moved to a home in Seattle not long ago, and they are talking about doing renovations in their kitchens. And lots of times when, somebody buys a house, that's the first thing they start looking at. They want to redo the kitchen. They want to move the island here. They want to move the fridge here. They want to, they just want to, and they want to put their own special touch. I remember when we moved into our house a couple of years ago, the first thing my wife did was change all the hardware on the cabinets and the drawers. And she said, I got to put my touch on this. I got to change it. Everything else pretty much stayed the same, but that was the one thing that she had to change. Well, this couple, no different, moved into this home. They were going through some plans and talking about what they wanted to do. And while they were looking through the cabinets to see, I guess, maybe how they're attached, because that could be a thing. Like, if you want to move it and you want to take it down, can you do it yourself, or do you need to hire somebody? And it really depends on how they're attached. Or just get a big sledgehammer. That'll do it. But they found a note tucked tightly in the top of one of the cabinets in their kitchen. It was a handwritten note, purposely left there. It had to be. The note ominously stated, "Don't look under the floor." Now, if I got that note, and I found that note in our house, or any, whether it be the kitchen, the bathroom, the basement, wherever, I don't know that I would be able to keep myself from not looking under the floor. I would feel like, what is down there? What is this about? On the back of the note that they found, they also found a random sequence of numbers, 14 numbers written on the back. So now the mystery is, who wrote this note? Why did they write this note? What is under the floor? And what are these numbers? What are these numbers? Initially, the couple was kind of freaked out by this. And maybe I would be too. We're like, what is that about? But eventually, they just started, I guess, finding the whole situation a bit amusing and treated it a bit like a mystery game. They went to the internet to try to figure out what the numbers meant, what that "don't look under the floor" note could possibly mean without tearing up your floor. Now, maybe if they are going to do renovation on their house, they'll find out, and we'll all find out. But I'm curious with something like that. I don't know that I could keep myself from looking. I would want to know. You think, is it money? Could it be a treasure? Bryn, my producer, shaking her head. No. More than likely, like a body. Is that what you're thinking? Yes. 100%. Immediately she goes to the dark side. Yeah. I guess so. But that would be tough. But that's one of those things where sometimes you find strange things in your house that have been intentionally hidden when you are doing renovations. I sometimes, especially in the wintertime when the weather's bad and you don't want to go outside, my wife gets sucked into watching the home improvement shows, the renovation shows. And from time to time, somebody who's tearing out a wall will find something hidden, whether it be like an old newspaper. I remember one show they found like old whiskey bottles, maybe during the age of not being able to sell alcohol. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But it's things like that, or notes. But maybe you found something like that in your house. 937-457-1290. Well, my wife just got home, and apparently our power is out. So right off of Burkhardt over there in Riverside, Beaver Creek area, if you're heading that direction, you may not have power. I was listening to Miami Valley's morning news this morning, and I heard an interesting story from Larry Hanskin. So, have you heard of the Waffle House Index? This is when a big storm, destructive storm, goes through an area. And actually, I thought this was just kind of a joke, if you will, but it's not. Somebody at FEMA came up with this. They will determine the damage and the recovery of the location that has been hit by a storm based on how many Waffle Houses are open. They figured out somehow there's a correlation between Waffle Houses serving waffles and the amount of damage. And I thought, well, I guess there could be some truth to that. Well, here's another one to add to that same type of reporting. Yahoo Finance says that a recession may be on the way. I ask, well, how can Yahoo Finance know this? Apparently, there's a good predictor that some people have used over the years, and it's based on exotic dancers. I'm just telling you what the story says. Exotic dancers are always good predictors when the economy is about to take a downturn. Dancers say declining business and lower tips are indicators the economy is tanking. And attendance at gentlemen clubs is down. So there's something to add to the Waffle House Index. We now have the stripper index, prohibition. The word was escaping me, but I know what it is. I just couldn't think of the word. But yeah, there you go. A stripper index now to go with the Waffle House Index. And I wonder if that's true locally. We don't have as many strip clubs as we used to. I wonder if attendance is down.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, punk.
T-O.
Double D. H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I do appreciate that, Marcia. Sometimes I just draw a blank, right? Like I know what the word is. I know what prohibition is. It just couldn't get there.
Ooh, wow. That's weird, Dennis. Huh. German spy. Interesting. Hey, Kelly. Hi, Leslie. How you guys doing? Hey, David. Steve, what's up? Clinton, Ashley, Heather. What's up, Terry? Glad you have power and internet. Dennis, how long ago was that? What are we talking? Like 50 years ago? 50, 60 years ago? 70? I wanted to mention that here. That's pretty crazy. Ah.
Will Amazon list tariffs on goods online? We'll have the latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You ain't gonna want to miss this.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. We just had a story about a couple who found a note tucked in the top of the cabinet in their kitchen of a house they just moved into. It just read, "Don't look under the floor." And I asked the question like, well, have you found something strange in your house? And Dennis, who's watching the live stream, says back in the 60s, his dad was renovating their bathroom. And I guess hidden somewhere inside the bathroom, maybe in the wall, under the floor, they found a radio set, a transmitter, and a receiver with German markings on it. What? Man, I wonder where that came from, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like spy stuff. It makes sense too. I mean, he's right. We're right by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if anybody ever looked into that. Oh, he says the house was a rental in the 40s. Interesting. So maybe during the war, there was somebody working as a German spy here in Dayton, transmitting information. That's crazy. This Saturday, I'm going to be out and about throughout the Miami Valley from 10 to noon. I'm going to be at Premier Home Center in Beaver Creek, 630 Orchard Lane. It's right off 35 next to Tractor Supply. Whether you're building, remodeling, or selling your home, they've got it all. They're going to have a big sale this weekend on light fixtures, exterior lights, ceiling fans, chandeliers, and much more. Stop out and see us. We'll have some Evening Edge coolies to give away. Plus, you can register to win tickets to see concerts like James Taylor, Chicago Sticks, and Cyndi Lauper. And then from 1 to 3, I'm going to be at the Kroc Center's 15th anniversary community service and resource fair. There's going to be more than 30 different area service and resource organizations at this free event, plus some yummy food trucks. It starts at 10, but I'll be there from 1 to 3. And again, we'll have some stuff to give away, and you can register to win those concert tickets. It's the Kroc Center, located at 1000 North Kiwi Street in Dayton. So hopefully Saturday I'll see you at some point.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, folks.
T-O.
Double D. H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is on the same time as me. Well, I hope that I'm not distracting you from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Exactly, Clinton. That's what I'm saying. The floorboards are coming up. I don't know, Christopher, if I saw that one or not. I saw some video of a tree that took down some power lines, but it almost looked like it was in an alley. So I don't know if that was somewhere else in Dayton, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm looking at the radar right now, and the string of storms doesn't look like super. I mean, it's not like a big solid line like we've seen in the past. In fact, I think the one that went through earlier today was stronger, but this one just has a ton of lightning. A ton of lightning. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, wow. Wow, David, those are some crazy pictures.
The WHIO Storm Center is currently activated. We'll break in whenever you need to know about approaching severe weather. WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now!
Call me. He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. Looking at the Doppler 7 radar, pretty heavy line of storms rolling through Oxford, east into New Miami and Trenton. Of course, that's south of town. Also into Springboro, there's a bit of a cell. But I'm guessing here probably in the next 45 minutes to an hour, Montgomery County, Preble County, I mean, parts of Preble are getting some rain right now into Camden, north of Eaton. But we're going to get hit with this line of storms that's moving northeast from central Indiana into southwestern Ohio. And there's a lot of lightning associated with this. And we've already had tons of power outages. Last time I looked, we were over 5,000 outages right now. Internet's down for a lot of people because of that. And we're looking to, have this around for the next several hours. So keep it here on WHIO radio and, of course, Storm Center 7, and we'll keep you updated. A couple of videos I posted today. The first one you got to check out. You got to see all these because the first one reminded me of the days of the Hydro Bowl over at Eastwood Lake when they used to race those hydroplanes. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, that was so much fun. I remember every year that was a big deal. And they'd have a big weekend and they would race. Yeah, Bryn doesn't remember. She's 18 years old. She doesn't remember that. And I don't think it was happening when you were growing up. But I remember it when I was a kid. I think it went on well into the mid 80s. But there was a speedboat that looks like, I don't know if it's a hydroplane or just a speedboat, but it was trying to break the speed record of the fastest boat. And, it went airborne. It went airborne. That was crazy. And then do you remember a story a couple of weeks ago? Kind of a weird story. Sperm racing. This was taking place in Los Angeles. They were trying to raise awareness to male infertility, which I didn't realize is a problem, but apparently it is. So this organization there came up with this idea for sperm racing. And they tried to describe exactly what it would look like, but they hadn't done it yet. And I was fumbling around trying to explain what this would look like. Well, it took place Friday or so ago, and finally video is surfaced of the sperm racing under like this microscopic camera, and it's actually on a sort of a makeshift track. Very strange, and people could bet on it. You could place bets on it like the Kentucky Derby this Saturday. So if you'd like to see that, check it out. Now, the third video is really I wanted to get to. I remember when this happened. This happened a couple of years ago, and it was a hockey match in Great Britain. And it was between, the Nottingham Panthers and the Sheffield Steelers. And a player on the Panthers was checked. I guess you could call it a check, but it wasn't really a check. It was with a skate. He caught a skate to the neck, sliced his throat, and he died. The guy died. Now, I remember when that happened and going back and looking at the video and thinking, oh, that 100% was intentional. Now, I'm not saying that the guy who lifted the skate tried to slice his throat, but if you go back and look at the video, and I posted it again today, and the reason I did it is because the guy who was investigated, he was arrested after the incident. The guy who jumped and lifted the skate and sliced the other player's throat was arrested not long after that incident and went through an investigation that's been going on now for almost 2 years. Well, it came out today that they're not going to press charges against this guy. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because clearly, when you look at the video, he jumped up and he lifted his foot. He lifted his foot with that blade on the end of it, aiming for the guy. You cannot doubt it. And to me, that's manslaughter. And it took me back to the incident back in the early mid 60s with baseball player Juan Marichal. He played for the Giants. They were playing the Dodgers. And Marichal, I can't remember if he got thrown at, like the pitcher threw at him or whatever it was. Something happened. Something instigated a fight. And Marichal hit the Dodgers catcher with his baseball bat. I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy. And it's one of those instances I've talked about before where, you watch professional sports and there's some sort of incident where there's fighting. Okay, it happens. People get emotional in competitive sports. We've all seen it. But at some point, it crosses the line between just a couple of basketball players or football players beating up on each other because they're angry about something that happened to a full-out assault, an attack. And the thing that gets me is that the prosecution in Great Britain, who says we're not going to charge this guy with manslaughter, says there's not enough evidence. Well, it's all on video. It's right there. It's all on video. You cannot deny. You see him jump, lift his skate, aiming right for the guy. Now, again, not aiming for his neck, I'm sure. Maybe he was aiming for his chest. Well, I know, but they wear padding on their chest. Some of them do. But still, it's crazy. You have to check out the video. And it is graphic, so just be prepared. But I'm telling you, that to me looks like manslaughter. It doesn't look like it's just part of the game. Just part of the game. We have a Florida man story.
Florida man shines with every single crime, stupefying and delicious. Some might even think fictitious. Florida man is always ambitious.
Well, speaking of video, there's also video of this incident. This is down in Florida. So this happened in Three Oaks, Florida. Apparently, a 13-year-old boy and his buddy were out playing by the road in this area where they live, this little neighborhood. And they were throwing Play-Doh on the street. Play-Doh. At some point, a driver passes by and his car gets hit by said Play-Doh. So the Florida man does a U-turn, comes back, and chases the two boys, catches one of them, and gives him a beatdown. Cops are describing the incident as a, quote, unprovoked attack on minors. Unprovoked attack on minors. And it's under investigation. Now, this adult should have never attacked a 13-year-old, period. End of discussion, right? We all agree on that. Well, what was a 13-year-old doing playing with Play-Doh and throwing it out into the street at cars? What's that about? The altercation was captured on video showing the attacker leaving the scene in a blue Honda with a pink heart sticker on the back. Authorities are asking the community for any information that could lead to the suspect's arrest. But it's odd to me. A 13-year-old playing out in the street with Play-Doh. Bryn, did you ever play with Play-Doh when you were a kid? Yeah. Did you stop by the time you were 13? Probably. Yeah. This is what the kid said when he was interviewed. I'm going to do my best 13-year-old, okay? So we started throwing it in the road. There wasn't really any cars there, but we were just throwing it in the road. And one of my friends threw a piece in the road and there was a car coming really fast. And it kind of hit the Play-Doh. And I guess the guy got upset and he did a U-turn around the whole entire park and came back to the community. That's what he said. So the kid's out there playing playing in the street with his buddy, throwing Play-Doh. I mean, I've seen kids do that with rocks. Like they're throwing rocks at cars. Now, again, nobody's saying it's okay to smack down a 13-year-old. But over Play-Doh? That's nuts. 937-457-1290. Coming up next Wednesday, May 7th, I'm going to be broadcasting my show live. It's an Evening Edge happy hour. I'll be out at the Buffalo Wild Wings on Hospitality Drive. Why do I always say hospitality? Hospitality. Suddenly I'm Kennedy. Hospitality. Hospitality Drive in Xenia with Harley Davidson of Xenia as they kick off their first bike night of the summer. We're going to be raising funds for Dayton Children's and the K99.1 FM Radiothon. All of the proceeds, or some of the proceeds, will go to Radiothon. So when you're there, and I've already talked to a few Edgeheads who are like, yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. Make sure you tell them that that's what you want to donate to. And a portion of your bill will go to Dayton Children's and the K99.1 FM Radiothon. So mark your calendars next Wednesday, 5 to 7. We don't get this opportunity very often to get together as Edgeheads. So we're going to do it, and we're going to have fun. That's an order. So next Wednesday, BW3 in Xenia.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Well, Richmond's starting to get hit by the rain and the storms. One for one. Throwing paper wads. 2 for 3. That one in 2. So 3 out of 4. Marcia, I would love that. I think you're talking to me, or maybe you're talking to Dennis. He's going to be at World Affair. Steven, that's a good one. I like that. Hey, D, I like that. Teen takes blow for throwing the Play-Doh. That's a good one. Oh, Lana, we've been watching it. We've been watching it. We didn't binge the whole thing. I think we're up to episode 4 for tonight. But we've really enjoyed it.
Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
Keeping an eye on power outages this hour. I'll have the latest at 6 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
This is a job for Weenie Man.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You are a stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig! Wake up, idiot!
Silly dilly dilly, yo. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, we've got a idiot of the week. This one is in Japan. So there's a 27-year-old college student. He lives in Japan. He's a Chinese exchange, or he's just a Chinese student, but he's living in Japan. You get my point. Anyway, he decided that he was going to climb Mount Fuji, which is this tremendous mountain. You know, it's like a volcano. It's huge. It's huge. I'm sure you've seen it before. Authorities there tell people don't climb during this time of the year because the weather is too crazy. Well, this guy decided to do it. This was last Tuesday. And after experiencing altitude sickness near the summit at 12,388 feet, he had to be airlifted off the mountain and taken to the hospital because he had that air sickness. Okay. That's not what's idiotic. That's not what's idiotic. What's idiotic is that 4 days later, he decided to do it again. And why did he decide to do it again? Not for the adventure. Oh, no, no, no. Not for the great stories to share. Heavens, no. This is true. He climbed back up the mountain so he could retrieve his cell phone.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Yeah, and he had to be rescued a second time. So there you go.
I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Captain Scurvy, did you drop your cell phone? Excuse me.
This is Dayton's #1 news talk station. The superstars of conservative talk: Sean Hannity, Brian Kilmeade, Eric Garrison. Your weekday triple play, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
WHIO news time is 6:06. That was Miami Valley's most accurate and dependable forecaster, Storm Center 7 Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney. For the rest of this evening, we are looking at a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Those will taper off after sunset, getting up to 50 degrees tonight. For Wednesday, a chance for showers late today, high to 71 degrees. Thursday, showers and thunderstorms likely. Some of those storms could be strong here. For Friday, continued chances for showers, a little cooler at 69 degrees. Into Saturday, cloudy, more showers, especially in the morning, high of 62. Return things sunny by Sunday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney from Dayton's weather station, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. The latest scan of the live Doppler 7 radar. We have that thunderstorm is happening right now. Butler, Warren, up into Montgomery, Preble counties at the moment. Seeing a lot of lightning there. Heavy rain, especially in the areas from Gratis, Germantown, over Miamisburg down to Springboro. That's where it's rather heavy. Over toward Eaton as well, and Springfield seeing a locally heavy downpour there. It is currently a 74 in Huber Heights and 70 in Dayton at 6:08. This traffic report is sponsored by Chrysler Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at ChryslerTire.com.
Travel time is finally on the area freeway system. We're accident-free. Still showing an active scene with cops on at the scene. State Route 48 and Social Road. That's in Washington Township. I'm Paul Harris, WHIO Triple T Traffic.
Our next scheduled news in less than 15 minutes and immediately when the break time we're on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on it.
The WHIO Storm Center is currently activated. We'll break in whenever you need to know about approaching severe weather. WHIO.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
It's Todd. It's Todd, honey.
He's funny.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7 on the radio.
You can tell she likes Todd for Todd. He's a nut. Real character, that one.
Todd, let's do this.
Get the show started.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube, and I hope you're bracing for round 2 of these storms moving through the Miami Valley. As I sit here and look at Doppler 7, pretty significant storm down in Butler, into Warren, into southwestern Montgomery County, rolling through Miamisburg, Springboro, Middletown, Radish. Lots and lots of lightning. Also, Heather on the live stream says it's storming up in Tip City. And I see that cell. It's sort of wedged in between Vandalia and Tip. And then off to the east into Preble County, or west into the Preble County. Eaton is about to experience some pretty heavy rain and lightning. And this stretches back into Indiana, south of Indianapolis, all moving our direction. It'll be here. It's not already here in your neighborhood. It will be here probably within the next, half hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So by the time I get off the air at 7, we should be pretty much, we're right in the middle of it, And in fact, earlier when I came on the air, I was looking at the AES outage map. And if you were listening, you might recall, I think we had like maybe 5,300 people out of with a power outage. Well, that number's now up to 6,400. So this could continue, and I don't want to say get worse, but with all this lightning, it's a lot of lightning involved with these storms. If you've seen the Storm Center 7 map when they are tracking the lightning, the page is just lit up. It's off the charts. And I want to give a shout out to Edgehead Jason. Just sent me a picture. This obviously this is radio, so you can't see the picture. But near Burkhart Road, across from Seville, a couple of houses and a car looks to have been seriously damaged by a fallen tree. So when you get home tonight from work, if you're not already there, there's a very good chance that you're not going to have power, which means you may not be able to put your car in the garage. And my wife sent me a message earlier. She got home and our power was out, so she had to go into the garage and pull that cord. You know what I'm talking about? You pull the cord and you can lift up the garage on your own. That's what she did, because we live next to a home that has a pretty significant old tree in the front yard. And whenever we get storms like this, there's always that concern, whether it's just branches, limbs, or, well, hell, the whole tree. You never know what's going to happen. So just be prepared for the worst of it tonight with these storms. And according to Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney, he says that these storms should sort of fizzle out as we get to dusk. We had the line that came through earlier this afternoon, and the issue is that, yes, it was great. It kind of took some of the energy out, but the storms that are going through now sort of rebuilt that energy when they were in southwestern Indiana, central South Indiana. So that's what we're getting right now. And Bryn, did we see a new thunderstorm warning pop up? We did. Warren County. Hop on there. Yeah. Hop on, Bryn. Let us know go ahead.
I'm seeing green, and I think he just put up Warren. Okay.
So we've got a number of thunderstorm warnings in the area. So keep it here on WHIO. In fact, I think Austin's on right now. Can we hang on? I think I can do this.
So if you are in the southern half of Montgomery County, go ahead and stay inside. Know that a thunderstorm capable of some strong winds and hail is about to move on through. Interior room would be best. But as we look at the velocity mode of the radar here, notice how everything is one color. That means we're only looking at straight line winds right now, which is a good thing. There's not any evidence immediately that we're dealing with a tornado. Now, as we go into parts of Warren, Butler and Warren counties here. This is where the brighter green was showing up there on velocity mode. That indicates even stronger winds down in that part of the thunderstorm. You see more pink as well. There's the green indicating those strong winds in excess of 60 miles an hour pushing south of Middletown, getting south of Springboro here in short order. Also some possibility of hail in that portion of the storm as well. Let's go back up to Montgomery County here, and I want to put a storm track here on the leading edge of where we have likely the strongest winds and the potential for hail as it continues to move off to the northeast at about 30 or 35 miles per hour. So this is going to put the storm into, now keep in mind, it's probably already raining in some of these locations, but it's going to put the worst part of the storm into West Carrollton by 6:23 p.m. Moraine 6:27, Kettering 6:32, Oakwood right after that at 6:33. Same here for us in Dayton. And then getting further off towards the east, Bellbrook, Beaver Creek after 6:40, Xenia closer to 7 o'clock if this thunderstorm is able to maintain itself and hold itself together. Across the rest of the Miami Valley right now, notice we have some heavy rain close to Brookville and Clayton right now. That's not part of the severe thunderstorm warning, but still some inconvenient weather as well. Southern parts of Greene County, we have some heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. We have some hit or miss downpours through Miami and Clark County as well. And then this thunderstorm back here into parts of Preble County is not severe, but look at this getting into Eaton and Camden and close to Gratis right now. A lot of heavy rain and just incredible amounts of lightning. 964 cloud-to-ground lightning strikes within just the last 15 minutes. And Ryan, as we bring in meteorologist Ryan Miranda here, the lightning alone, it's not a severe weather criteria, but it could be quite dangerous as we go through this evening.
Yeah, and the lightning is extremely loud too. So when you hear the rumbles of thunder, you want to go inside. Also, the latest from the National Weather Service, they have now also issued a flood advisory for portions of Butler County and Union County in Indiana. This is for minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. So we're getting to the point now where the second round of storms is coming through. It's coming with a torrential heavy downpours on Live Doppler 7, where you see that red, where you see the purples, it's really
We're just going to stick with this for a little bit. This is good information.
So it's kind of like that system earlier today where it was dry, quick downburst, and then you got the heavy rain. So if you're driving later tonight, there could be a little bit of some ponding on the roads, Austin.
And Ryan, as we go back over to radar here, I want to zoom out and show how much more rain we have coming our way that could kind of add to those issues out there, because the severe weather is going to be tapering off eventually, but we still have to get through more of these downpours back across southern parts of Indiana. And you can see they've ended up with some flash flood warnings there as well. So all hazards are in play as we go through this evening. Damaging winds, as we're seeing right now, the possibility of hail, frequent lightning, and a lot of rainfall as we go through the rest of this evening. I'm going to take you through the rest of our forecast now, and then we'll come back to radar as we continue to round out News Center 7 at 6.
So we'll drop off there, but yeah, as he stated, this is going to be with us for a bit. Once the sun goes down, the storms will probably diminish a bit, lose some of that energy from the heat and the sun, but a lot of lightning. So just be prepared. Like I said, we have outages in the number of around 6,500, and that's up from last hour. So we could get more of that. Bryn, why don't we go ahead and take a break, and then we'll come back and get back to the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Now from the WHIO News Center, the three big things you need to know. Earlier, thunderstorms brought storm damages, including downed power lines and trees across the Miami Valley. Tens of thousands of UPS workers will be laid off in a cost-cutting move, and more severe thunderstorms could return to the area heading into the evening hours. Full details on these stories and more are next scheduled newscast coming up at 6:30. I'm Ron Otto, WHIO Continuing News.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Trying to get back to normal on 75 northbound. Been slow all afternoon from about Dryden Road to downtown, but that earlier crash has been cleared, so we should be back to normal about soon. There was a crash at State Route 48 and Social Road. Cops on the scene. The rest of the freeway system is accident-free. I'm Will Harris. WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
We'll have a chance for a few more showers late on Wednesday, high of 71. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney for WHIO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, I love that we fix ACs for free.
I don't think we do that, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. Stay with me, Aaron. I'm going to explain to you how it works.
You're going to explain to me how my own invention works?
Get Eco.
ECO. Step 1. Some other HVAC company tells a customer that they need a whole new system.
Yes.
And then they call us.
They can always call us, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. And then we repair their system for free.
No, then they pay us.
But we give the money back, right?
We give them back all the money they paid us to fix their old system when they finally do need a new one.
Up to $1,500, right?
Right.
Aaron, we're fixing HVAC systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We extend the life of their system.
That's right.
Those extra years are free. On me.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
A warplane slides off an aircraft carrier and into the sea. We'll have the latest at 6:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Get a load of this guy.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. Scheduled to appear just after 6:30 tonight on the show. None other than Gabrielle Enright. Now, we're hopeful that she's going to be able to be here. I think they're not wrapping up the storm coverage, but I don't think they're going to be going live after 6:30. And if that's the case, then she will likely come down here to the studio. Reason being, she's got a story to talk about that she's going to be investigating on Thursday. It's about Frisch's, our beloved Frisch's that closed, and now Dolly's Burgers and Shakes are filling in the emptiness of those buildings and our hearts. But she's going to be here talking about some of the backstory to all this, because there's a lot of ins and outs that I don't think people really understand completely. So she's going to be here, and she's got this preview of her story that's going to be airing Thursday night. We have a new feature kicking it off tonight. It's called The Weirdest News You'll Hear Today.
That's some weird news of the world.
That is bizarre.
Weirdest thing I've heard today.
Where do you get this stuff?
I found a sensational story, like weird news. I thought I heard it all till now.
Yeah, I find weird news all the time. And I try to fit them into certain categories. That's just the way my mind works. You know, it might be a Florida man. It might be a mock the headlines. It could be anything, right? Something crazy, something happens. Ohio man, Ohio one, whatever. This one, I couldn't really pinpoint a category. So I thought, well, let's just simplify things and just make it one brand new category. Weirdest thing you've heard today. A company has announced plans to create handbags for... Let me start that again. A company has announced plans to create handbags from Tyrannosaurus Rex leather. Yeah, you heard me correct. It's a process involving the reconstruction of ancient protein sequences from fossilized T-Rex collagen and then engineering synthetic DNA. The initiative is a collaboration between a creative agency, VML, a geonomic engineering firm called the Organoid Company. Great name, by the way. The Organoid. It sounds like a creature. The dreaded Organoid. And a sustainable bio company called Lab Grown Leather. That's a creative name. It claims to be the first leather made from synthetic DNA derived from T-Rex collagen, offering a cruelty-free and eco-friendly alternative to traditional leather. Initial products will focus on accessories with goals to launch a luxury fashion item by the end of 2025 and eventually expand into other industries like automotive. So this company is going to basically grow T-Rex skin and use it to make leathered goods. That will be the next fad. Leather made from dinosaurs. What a crazy, crazy story. Am I wrong? That is a crazy story. And probably the oddest that you'll hear today. Let me talk to Jeff real quick. He says he wants to talk about gas prices. Hey, Jeff, what's going on?
Todd, I was just wondering if you'd heard about the fact that, the gasoline jumped about 70 cents a gallon yesterday. And I pay attention to all this stuff, and the oil has been going down in price. And they all jumped from $2.60 up to $3.30.
Did it really? Because I got my gas this morning at the a Kroger the Kroger in Riverside for $2.60.
Okay, well, I live in Xenia, but
I
all
know
the stations
that.
went up at once, and I've traveled around today over to Dayton and Kettering, and they were all at $3.29 also.
Huh.
And I'm sure the one you got it from is probably going to be $3.29 here very shortly. And I was just wondering, because I've tried to call some of these fuel places and things, and they always say, well, it's due to commodity prices and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I watch this stuff, and there's no justification of raising prices of gasoline 70 cents overnight, because the price of oil is almost at a 52-week low.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I've tried to understand it in the past, but it makes no sense. It just seems like a bunch of gobbledygook, and it doesn't really mean anything.
Well,
I mean, it's like to try to understand it.
But what they keep doing is they'll jack it up to $3.29, then over the next 2 to 3 weeks it'll bounce back down to around $2.60, and then they'll hit it up again. I was just wondering, because they said I've followed this stuff for a long time, and I'd love to find somebody that could explain it, because I know commodity prices, but I also know too that when we're getting gouged, we're getting gouged.
No, I got you.
Great show.
Thanks,
Great show.
Jeff. Appreciate it. Take care, buddy. Yeah, I wish I could answer that question. I've always wondered that, exactly why they bounce around like that, the prices, but they do, and we all suffer for it.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio
We're
show.
getting hit
It's
by a
entertainment.
deluge here at the station right now. Holy cow.
I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO. WHIO, Dayton, Springfield, celebrating our 90th year as the Miami Valley's leading news station.
I'm Ron Otto, our top local.
Crazy weather. A deluge. A deluge.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please?
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, hold on, dummy. Just you listen to me.
Now, listen to me carefully. You boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk in the microphone?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. And we're keeping you abreast of the situation with the storms rolling through. Mary just sent me a message, my wife, from the Riverside area. We have hail. We have hail. Yeah, lots of hail. Larry on the live stream says lots of hail off Spinning Road. So I'm glad she was able to lift the garage door open since we don't have any power right now and get her car in there. Otherwise, it's going to be all dented. Today is, of course, Tuesday, and that means Tasty Tuesday.
Why don't you go inside and get yourself a tasty snack?
Want a bite? They're real tasty.
How you get so big to do food of this kind?
It was tasty, delicious, and tasty.
When you're hungry, everything looks tasty.
That was tasty little hors d'oeuvre.
You know, I love talking about food because it's one of the things that we can all sort of agree on. We may not agree on politics or sports teams or religions or whatever it might be, but we all love a very, very tasty meal, and that's why we do Tasty Tuesday. And tonight, it is a special edition.
Her name is Gabby, and she does the news at night. Woo, woo, woo! Big stories, breaking news, she always gets it right. And when she shines beneath those Channel 7 lights, oh, Gabby, you're a newsy delight.
A newsy delight, ladies and gentlemen. Gabrielle Enright is here. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. That's a clap.
Either way, I'm honored.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to have you on the show because I heard the promo. We just actually heard it a few minutes ago here on WHIO. This whole thing with Frisch's.
It's a thing.
It's been going on now for over a year.
Right.
I remember when we first started hearing the stories that Frisch's, they weren't paying their rent, and then they were getting evicted, and then they had to vacate, and suddenly all the big boy statues disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
But then somebody moves. I mean, but there's a lot of behind the scenes sort of strategery that's going on.
It's a whole thing. And it took me a while to wrap my head around it, really.
Yeah.
But so what do you want to know? What's your question?
Well, first of all, I don't want you to give too much away.
Right, sure.
Because this is a tease to the story that's going to be airing on Thursday evening.
Right.
You're going to get in deep on why and how all of this has happened and why it's Dolly's Burgers and Shakes and not Frisch's Big Boy.
Well, it's kind of like three.
Oh, there's three elements.
Big Boy.
Okay.
Dolly's Burgers and Shakes.
Yeah.
And Frisch's.
Okay.
And how they're all connected. And it's a little bit of a love story. It's a little bit of not a love story. And there's a whole big future. So how's that for a tease?
Oh my gosh.
I know. Are you into it?
I am into this.
Right.
So tell us what you can without blowing the whole hot fudge sundae.
Well, I think I like what you did there. So basically what you need to know is Big Boy owns like restaurants and everything all over the world and the rights and everything else.
Right.
Frisch's, they allowed to carve out Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So that's Frisch's territory. All right.
And that is a separate company who bought a license to go with the Big Boy.
They got the rights and
Right.
the trademark and all that.
Okay.
Now, Big Boy granted Frisch's.
Sure. Right.
But when they were evicted for not paying rent, Big Boy said, hey, we're terminating those rights. And now Frisch's is saying, not so fast. We've transferred the company. And so they are trying to stay afloat with some restaurants in our area, right? Well, Big Boy is like, well, we don't want our image tarnished. So we're going to come to the Miami Valley, but we can't use the Frisch's name because so that's how they became Dolly's burgers and shakes.
So what you're telling us is that Dolly's is actually Big Boy.
Right. But you can't use the name and all that other stuff. But the also interesting thing is, who is Dolly?
Right. So when I heard that, my first thought was, oh, is it Dolly Parton?
Right. Well, a lot of people hope that.
I would love that.
I mean, we love Dolly, right?
Yes. If Dolly could have her own burger chain, why not?
Well, Dolly has a history with Big Boy, and it goes all the way back to a comic that started in 1956.
Really?
So I'm going to introduce you to Dolly. We dive into her future. We also look at the connection between the three. So I got to sit down with Big Boy's CEO.
Oh, wow.
He came all the way from Michigan for an opening.
Was he wearing suspenders?
No.
Oh,
no.
That would have been a great opportunity for him.
Just within the last 10 minutes, I also got a message from someone associated with Frisch's. They're putting my request in for information. They've been pretty quiet because it's all tied up in the legal system.
Yeah.
But I did get to try some of the food at Dolly's. That was a lot of fun.
Now, in the commercial that we heard, I'll be honest, I haven't tried Dolly's yet.
Mm-hmm.
In the commercial that we heard a little earlier, the tartar sauce is different.
Well, I will give you this much. A lot of the reason that Frisch's and Big Boys and Dolly's and everything else is so familiar is because the original recipes came from Big Boy.
Ah.
And then I found out that they're geographical because they do research and there's certain things that aren't popular in certain areas. So these teams do research and say, well, what are the people in Dayton like? Well, the tartar sauce or the sauce is going to be different depending on, and Dolly's is different than Frisch's because
really?
Yes. Dolly's is different than Frisch's. Now they may have tartar sauce because people are like, hey, listen, when I have a fish sandwich, I want tartar sauce.
Yeah.
But Dolly's has their own stuff because they are not Frisch's. They are Big Boy. It's Big Boy, it's Dolly's, but it's the separate entity under the Big Boy branch.
Wow.
So the CEO is the CEO of Big Boy and Dolly's Burgers and Shakes.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
And you can still buy the Frisch's tartar sauce at the grocery store.
But that's because Frisch's can still use the name because the judge has a temporary restraining order allowing them to continue to operate with the brand and the likeness and everything else. Do you see why it took me so long to put this story together?
Yes.
But it's about food and there's love and there's comics and there's, the Miami Valley just loves all of it. I mean, again, I can't even telling you this. I know you're going to be like, what? And then I met a man who lost the love of his life, and he comes to Dolly's because it reminds him of Frisch's, and it also reminds him of the love he shared for 58 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, when I was growing up, Frisch's, I'm sure with you as well, was a big part of my childhood because my grandma loved their fish sandwich.
Uh-huh.
And I remember doing this with my mom and dad. And I also remember doing this on my own a few times, going to the Frisch's on Woodman to pick grandma up a fish sandwich. She had to have the fish sandwich.
Right.
She just loved it.
How often did you have a pillowcase on Halloween that was filled with Frisch's coupons?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and that's when you saw the Big Boy.
Right.
Yeah. I know. There's a lot. Frisch's, Dolly's, Big Boy, everybody has a memory. And quite honestly, the food in all those locations has always been fantastic.
Yeah.
So I really feel like whether Frisch's sticks around or Dolly's is moving in, we're all winning here in the Miami Valley.
Yeah.
But it is a complicated story. I've done my best to try and sort it out, introduce you to the players and the characters, and then you can go with what you feel.
It's a tasty thruple.
I mean, you can call it whatever you want, Todd. You can call it whatever you want.
But they just got to work out the tartar sauce thing.
Well, I mean, you can have tartar sauce. It's just Dolly's has its own sauces because that's what Big Boy did.
No, right, I got you.
Then it's geographical. So if you want tartar sauce, you've just got to ask for it.
Right, or bring your own. I'm sure people still have some of the old Frisch's tartar sauce packets.
We all see a lot of people pull out things from their purses.
That's true. Well, while I've got you, I've got a couple other food stories.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
Oh, by the way, it's airing Thursday.
Thursday, about beginning at 5, usually around 5:30ish.
Okay.
A little
cool.
after.
So, are you a KFC fan?
I'm pro chicken. Yes.
You are pro chicken?
Yes.
So KFC, I guess this is the first time they're doing this in 5 years. They're bringing back chicken and waffles.
Huh.
Now, have you had chicken and waffles before?
I have not, but I've heard wonderful things.
I've not either. And it seems and sounds like a weird thing.
It is, but you know who used to love them? John Paul, who worked here forever.
Yeah.
He loved them, swore by them. I have not tried them, but there's also what is it? Clifton Mill. They have chicken and waffles. It's one of their staples. I know that, like Cracker Barrel, I think.
Is it well, that makes sense at Cracker Barrel. Is it fried chicken like on the bone, and then you take a bite of the chicken and then you bite the waffle?
I think it's boneless.
So boneless chicken with waffle and then maple syrup?
I would think so. But see, a lot of people dip their chicken in honey to begin with. So I'm not really that surprised that this is popular.
Right. Well, I guess
try it.
They're bringing it back. It's the first time in 5 years. So be looking for that at KFC.
Okay.
Also, Oreo. You gotta love Oreos.
Oh, of course, yes.
And I think last time I looked, and I remember talking about this one night, there's about between 40 and 50 different types and flavors of Oreos.
It's too many for me. I'm overwhelmed just thinking about it.
They have announced a first ever limited edition flavor with its chocolate covered pretzel.
Oh, I do love a pretzel.
The cookies feature chocolate flavored cream sandwiched in between pretzel flavored cookies.
Pretzel flavored cookies?
Pretzel flavored cookies that are topped with salt, making it the first ever sweet and savory Oreo cookie.
Now, I'm a sucker for pretzels, and I love salted caramel or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, and I like salt over sweet, quite honestly. So I'd try that.
That comes out May 5th, and it's for a limited time only.
Only.
And then Utz Pretzels have debuted now I'm not sure about this. Or not pretzel. Did I just say pretzels?
You did.
I'm sorry. Potato chips.
Oh.
They're debuting a limited edition lemonade flavored potato chip.
Why?
I don't know. People are trying to find and figure out all kinds of weird flavor combinations. Maybe people are just tired of the same old. I don't know, but
it just seems. What if you eat the potato chip and then drink lemonade? How weird would that be?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The new chips combine sweet tart lemonade taste with Utz's crunch.
But it still makes you thirsty.
Yeah. But anyway, there you go. There's a couple of Tasty Tuesday stories. Well, Gabby, thank you for coming by, and I'm looking forward to your story on Thursday.
Let me know what people think, because I did my best to sort it out, and it's I don't want to say a Whopper because that just puts another restaurant in there. But there's a lot to it.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Gabby. And good luck with the weather tonight. I know you're going to be on at 11.
Of course.
Well, there you go. So make sure you watch Gabrielle Enright tonight on News Center 7 at 11.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, folks.
T-double-D.
Double-L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
What is, Josh, I love your comment. Yes, chicken and waggle, amazing. What is waggle? That sounds yummy. Give me some waggle. I'm guessing you mean waffles. And do you put maple syrup on the chicken or just the waffles? Oh, wow. Well, I'll have to try it. You know, we have some frozen waffles right now. We have some frozen Eggo, and we have chicken strips, and we have maple syrup. Maybe I'll try some of that. Though I don't think we have power right now at home, so what are you going to do? Go out to dinner, I guess. Somewhere that has power. Well, Kelly, I'm with you. It sounds like an odd combination, but I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Ooh, hasty tasty. I'm sure they have it. Boneless fried chicken, you won't be doing. Okay. Actually had some frozen waffles this morning for breakfast. We just bought a new grill. We got a gas grill. And we're talking about doing pizza. We got a pizza stone.
Visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
More rain coming to the area later this week. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
This guy was smart, sophisticated, professional. I mean, really, really great.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. This Saturday, I'm going to be live. From 10 a.m. to noon, I'll be at the Premier Home Center in Beaver Creek, 630 Orchard Lane, right off of 35 next to Tractor Supply. They're having a big sale, so if you're looking to remodel or upgrade or change the look of your room, your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, whatever it is, they're having a huge sale on light fixtures, exterior lights, ceiling fans, chandeliers, and much, much more. I've been there, beautiful showroom with all kinds of stuff, whether it's flooring or cabinetry, whatever it might be. Come out and see us 10 to noon. And while you're there, you can register to win some Evening Edge prizes, including concert tickets to see James Taylor, Chicago, Styx, and Cyndi Lauper. And plus, we'll have some Evening Edge coolies. And then later, Saturday afternoon, 1 to 3, I'll be at the Kroc Center, 15th Anniversary Community Service and Resource Fair. Kroc Center is located at 1000 North Kiwi Street. There's going to be all those organizations there that might be able to lend you or your family some assistance, give you some good resources that you can use. And again, we'll have concert tickets to give away. You can register to win those and Evening Edge prizes. So that's happening on Saturday. Keep it here on WHIO. We're going to be watching the weather throughout the evening with our partners, of course, at Storm Center 7. We've got a couple of thunderstorm watches going on until midnight. A couple of thunderstorm warnings. Should be, I think, expiring maybe around 7:15, 7:20. But we still have a whole lot of rain to deal with between now and the evening and probably tomorrow morning. So keep it here on WHIO and be listening to Miami Valley's morning news tomorrow. And we'll keep you abreast of the situation. Have a great Tuesday night. We'll talk to you tomorrow here on the Evening Edge.
And that's how she wrote.
I got nothing left.
Why don't you just call it a night?
I'm saying it's over. Superstar.
That's it, guys. We're all fried. You guys have a good night.
Unplug everything, wrap it up. Let's go home.
Adios, amigo.
Peace out. Peace out. Be safe tonight. Have a good night.